Hey bees! I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making my 1915 Redwood beard balm. I've had quite a few requests for more beardy type recipes, and I'm finding myself wishing I had one of those wicked sort of knit beards that I was wearing for this video segment, but alas, I do not. This beard balm was inspired by some amazing historical photographs I found of old school, early 1900s lumberjacks in the Californian redwood forests felling redwoods. And I'll throw some links to these photos in the description box below because they're just amazing. It's these teensy little men and these huge trees. And these men have these saws that, in the photo look like they might as well be made out of tin foil. They're all quite like floppy and really long. And they have these massive divots taken out of these huge trees, and they're sitting in these divots because they're so huge, and yet the tree is still there, just being like, that hurts, man, but I'm still structurally sound. And I loved these images of these massive trees and these tiny men, and I thought I should make a beard balm that smells like delicious forest and redwoods and 100 years ago. And so this is what I came up with. The scent from this beard balm comes from both the ingredients, like the base ingredients, and the essential oils. So for the base ingredients, I've used a blend of honey-scented beeswax, bayberry wax, castor oil, almond oil, and hemp seed oil. And so bayberry wax, you're probably thinking, like, what's that? Bayberry wax is amazing. It is made from it's a waxy coating on the bayberry, and so early settlers used to boil the bayberries and then the wax would melt and float to the top and they could lift that off and make candles out of it. And bayberry wax to me smells exactly like my cabin in Manitoba. When you sort of step out and you can, the sun is streaming through the trees and hitting the dry forest floor, and you can just smell like the warm pine needles and the sunshine. Bayberry wax smells incredible. And so that contributes a wonderful, wonderful scent to this beard balm. It's also a fairly soft wax. It's quite a bit softer than beeswax, so it helps to harden it, but not as much as just like straight beeswax would. And then we have some unrefined hemp seed oil, which is beautiful and green and contributes a nice grassy scent. Castor oil doesn't really do anything for the scent, but castor oil stimulates hair growth, so I thought castor oil in a beard balm would be a great idea. It's also quite glossy, so it will give your beard a bit of a glossy sheen. The essential oil blend for this one is a bit of a doozy, and I totally recognize that, so it's awesome that this beard balm actually smells great even without any essential oils in it. But if you happen to have these essential oils, or even just some of them, it really, really adds to the awesomeness of this beard balm. So I wanted something, I wanted notes of sweetness and sunshine, so I added labdanum, which is this wonderful, thick, viscous resin that the pharaohs of ancient Egypt actually, those long goat-haired beards, that's what they held it together with. It's just seriously sticky stuff, but it smells amazing, and it's often used as a substitute for ambergris perfumery. I also included some cedarwood and some pine for, those foresty notes. And then there's some camphor for some fresh air, a little bit of Peru balsam, which smells like vanilla, even though the name makes it sound like it should smell like a tree, but it's got a nice sweet vanilla-ish scent to it. Doesn't smell like a cupcake at all, but it just adds a bit of sweetness to the blend that I really like. And yeah, that's about it. So essential oil blend, definitely one of my larger list essential oil blends. It does smell absolutely amazing. But if you don't have those essential oils, or if you just have a couple of them, if you just got maybe some fir or some spruce or some pine or some cedarwood, a couple drops of any of those will really add a nice extra foresty note to this beard balm, along with the base ingredients, which smell awesome on their own. So even if you just have the base ingredients, those are also oh so lovely. But yeah, let's go make some beard balm. We'll begin by measuring our base ingredients for our beard balm into a heat-resistant glass measuring cup or beaker. This is a 250 milliliter beaker, but a 250 milliliter sort of Pyrex glass measuring cup with a spout is also a great choice. So you'll need 3 grams of beeswax, 3 grams of bayberry wax, and there really is no substitute for the bayberry wax because it smells incredible and nothing else smells like it unless you can actually put a chunk of the forest floor in there. 5 grams of unrefined hemp seed oil, 5 grams of castor oil, 9 grams of sweet almond oil, and you could use another light oil in here, something like safflower oil, sunflower oil, or even jojoba oil would be really nice. And then we've got about 6 drops of vitamin E oil. So to melt everything through, we're going to pop our beaker in a small saucepan here that's got about 1 inch or 3 centimeters of water in the bottom of it. And I'm going to go put this on the stovetop over medium-low heat for about 20 minutes to half an hour to melt everything through. So about 20 minutes later, everything is all melty, so we can remove our beaker from our water bath, and we are done with the water bath. So I'm just drying off the outside of the beaker here so we don't accidentally incorporate any water. And give this a stir, and now it's time to add our essential oils. So, as I said in the intro, this beard balm does use quite a lot of essential oils, but they're kind of optional, or you can kind of use what you've got and not what you don't got, because I know that this is a kind of a peculiar and large assortment. So we are going to need 2 drops of coffee essential oil, 1 to 2 toothpick swirls of birch tar essential oil. Now, birch tar is very smoky, so you could use cade or vetiver instead. 1 blob of labdanum, and you'll see why I call it a blob when we get there. 3 drops of cedarwood, which I buy in obscenely large bottles. 5 drops of camphor. 1 drop of pine. And 2 drops of peru balsam. And peru balsam smells like vanilla a little bit, so you could use benzoin instead if that is what you have. So to do a toothpick swirl, you'll need a toothpick, and you're just gonna pop it in here, get a bit of essential oil on the end there, and then stir that in. And with super, super potent essential oils like birch tar, that is more than enough. 1 blob of labdanum, and you'll see how thick this is. You can see why I measure it in blobs and not in drops. Yeah, you can see it kind of just stays solid there. We'll have to convince that to blend in. 3 drops of cedarwood. 5 drops of camphor. 1 drop of pine. And 2 drops of peru balsam. And now all that's left is to pour our beard balm into our tin and let it set up. So this here is a 1 ounce tin. And that's a pretty perfect fit if I do say so myself. So we'll leave this to set up for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's solid and the container is cool to the touch. Once your beard balm has set up, all that's left to do is pop your lid on there and you're done. You just made some 1915 Redwood beard balm. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and check the description box below for the full written recipe and the link to this recipe on my blog, where you will also find links for all of the ingredients and the materials that I used in this project. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.